everyone. Today we are speaking with George Simion, who is the leading candidate for the presidency of Romania. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me and for the Romanian people, which were humiliated in December elections. It's against human nature and human rights to cancel elections and to disregard the will of the people.
I'm going to ask you about that, but first, I would like to begin by asking about your political ideas, especially for the audience who may not be familiar with them. Many people have compared your movement to the MAGA movement. So, what similarities do you see between your platform and Donald Trump's?
We are perfectly aligned ideologically with the MAGA movement. We believe in patriotism, in God, in family, and in freedom. Being exposed to authoritarian, tyrannic regime that is taking over in European Union by the unelected bureaucrats there. Of course, we are in an extraordinary situation in which we must fight for democracy and freedom. We are a classic conservative party, a member of the European Conservatives and Reformist Party. I am also the vice president at European level of this group that has a leader in Giorgia Meloni, and our president is Mateusz Morawiecki, the former prime minister of Poland for 7 years.
Okay, so let's dive into what is happening in Romania. Could you tell us what happened during the 2024 elections?
The man that was not part of the system and the establishment won the elections. People voted for him. He was supposed to be the new president, Mr. Călin Georgescu, and they annulled the elections just because they were too incompetent to win them, even if they were forming the government. So people voted against the government. We were supposed to have a democratic transition of power, but this didn't happen because Ursula von der Leyen, Emmanuel Macron, and other globalists that took over the European institutions ordered our puppet government to not let Călin Georgescu be the president of Romania because he had stances for peace and against the establishment in Brussels.
So, what was the Constitutional Court's reason for doing that? Because it was a Constitutional Court, right?
There were no public reasons other than some essays, and some said about a statal actor being involved. Now, nobody said anything about Russia, just Anthony Blinken and Emmanuel Macron,
Okay.
who were accusing Russian interference.
Okay.
There weren't any Russian money, and there weren't any Russian interference, or no shred of evidence was presented to support this. There was only a bad government, a puppet government of the globalists in Brussels, and some money invested by a governmental party in TikTok in order to smear me. So we are seeking justice. J.D. Vance spoke the truth in the Munich Security Conference about what is happening in Europe. We want to return to common sense. We want to return to democracy. There was a coup d'etat that happened in December 2024 in Romania, and it continued with banning Călin Georgescu to enter the race and at the repeated presidential elections. I'm a candidate that is replacing Călin Georgescu and the will of the people, the voice of the Romanian people. And all we want in May's elections are free and fair chances. The Romanian people are behind us. The Romanian people will go out and vote. And Mr. Georgescu must be restored, and we must put him at leading our great nation.
So my next question would be, if the Constitutional Court canceled the last election, what are the guarantees that the upcoming elections will be fair?
This is a very good question. We don't have any guarantees. This is why I'm here in Washington to assure that we will return to democracy, and we will return Călin Georgescu in his rightful position, and that the leaders of the free world, America is leading now. The common sense movement will pressure Romania into accepting the will of the people, and the will of the people will become law.
Okay, and
What you must know about this constitutional court is that it's not made up of judges, it's made up of politicians. Former senators, for example, are members of this constitutional court,
oh,
and the members are named by the former president and by the government.
okay,
It's
so
crazy
yeah,
to have this. It's against human dignity.
yeah. So what can the international community do to help Romania during this difficult time?
All the international community must ask for fair and free elections and for a return to democracy in Romania, and we must accept that if we will not have free elections, we cannot be a part of the free world anymore.
Okay, I would like to ask you about your opponent. How would you describe Elena Lasconi's ideas?
Elena Lasconi, Nicu Jordan, and other candidates are globalist puppets. They are supporting evil, they are supporting the death, they are supporting things that go against God's will. So I wouldn't consider any of them, any of my opponents, worth mentioning, because I'm the only sovereignist candidate, the only representative of the patriotic forces that want to put Romania first, like in the model of Donald Trump.
Why is this situation in Romania important for Europe or for the world?
Romania is just a testing ground. They want to impose authoritarian regimes across the European Union in order to clinch into power, in order to form what is very dangerous, two different geopolitical blocs. They want to oppose European Union to the United States. We see them together. This is why at European level, the ECR is the most pro-transatlantic political party.
Okay, to conclude, I would like to go back to my first question. There is no doubt that the right is gaining momentum, not only here in the US, but also in Europe. How do you see the situation of the right in Europe, and what are the main ideas driving this rise?
People are fed up with mainstream media, with all the lies, with people that pretend they are scientists and that are telling us that the cows, the animals, that the domestic cows, are polluting the air and polluting the planet, and they are destroying the planet. This is only one example. Many lies were told in the pandemic period. They want to rule through fear. So this is why we created at European level a movement named Make Europe Great Again, MEGA, to follow on the footsteps of MAGA.
Okay.
It is quite successful, and like you said, we are gaining momentum.
Mhm.
It's a matter of time until we will have a majority of governments inside the European Union that are sovereignist and will fight for the patriotic view of the free world.
Okay, before we finish, do you have any final thoughts?
Please
Yeah.
tweet, 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 spread the word,
Okay.
be together for the Romanian people,
Mhm.
and us as Romanians will be together and will stand in solidarity with you. It's time to unite our voices and to have our message that is for peace, for life, for human dignity heard by all the international scene.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.